Hello, my friends. I realize that you can't see it anymore, but I'm coming to you live here from Bangladesh. And I've just seen that in the United States, the new Honda Acura and it's actually pretty impressive. The new Honda Acura RSX, it's a new electric SUV. Unfortunately, this is not available anywhere, as far as I know, outside of Canada or the United States. But for you guys, not a bad car. Should you consider buying one? Maybe. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. This is the new Honda Acura EV, and it's apparently built on Honda's new Zero global EV platform. Honda's all-electric vehicle offerings, well, there's not many of them. In fact, outside of the United States, electric Hondas they're an unknown breed, put it that way. And we don't have any in Australia whatsoever, nothing at all from Honda. There's some in Japan, there's some in China, but globally, Honda's not all that interested in EVs. But in the US, the Honda Prologue has been selling really well. And this new Honda Acura ZDX, which is based on GM's Equinox EV platform, is, they have at least two options, right? Now, this vehicle, though, it's not built on the GM platform. This is actually an in-house global EV platform called Zero. And Acura is saying this is the first vehicle built on that platform. This is still a concept, but I believe Acura is saying that this new vehicle will come out in the second half of 2026 and will be built at the EV hub in Ohio. Ohio, I mean, yeah, it's not traditionally known that well outside of the US as being a car place, but yeah, it is. So it is going to be built on the same production line as the Acura Integra, which is a bit confusing, to be honest, but anyway, it is. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of specifications. In fact, we have almost no specifications on this car. But the one thing that I noticed with this vehicle is that they've taken what is meant to be basically a sports car. Yeah, the Acura RSX, that was essentially a sports car. It was sleek, it was aerodynamic, it was relatively small, and for some bizarre reason, Acura have decided that they should turn that into another mid-sized SUV. And I've got to admit, I'm getting a bit bored by this. In the EV market now, we have so many models in this space, so many not identical, but very, very similar cars, similar size to each other, similar specifications. And I don't think this segment of the market needs any more models. I think Honda should have stuck with what this car was originally, and that would have created a niche for itself. There's very few sleek electric two-door sports cars available, very, very few. Now, apparently this is going to get Brembo brakes, so Acura is saying it's going to be a proper performance car. It could end up being really good, but I'm still, like I said, I'm still a bit baffled by why they don't actually go and make an electric sports car. And, this thing where they've gone forward, have gone and called the new Mustang, the Mustang Mach-E, the EV, it's just kind of confusing. Why do they need to use the Mustang name? I don't really see the point. But anyway, apparently we do know that this will have vehicle to home. So basically, I think vehicle to home means it's like a vehicle to grid. That's pretty cool, right? Being able to charge your home and send electricity back into the grid, that's a good feature to have. So big kudos to Honda for it, for at least bringing out a feature that I think people really do want. That'll enable people to save a lot of money. The other thing about this car is I should be too negative, because at least this is Honda's new EV platform. Honda's EVs in the US right now, they're not Hondas, they're GMs, they're rebadged General Motors cars. That's the truth. I know people don't like me saying that, but it's true. So at least this is going to be an actual Honda. My actual personal favorite Honda EV is probably the new little micro electric Honda. And I just did a video on that recently. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. Check it out. Bye-bye. Honda's new mini electric car is shockingly good. I'm surprised. This is actually a proper EV that I think a lot of people will buy, especially if it's priced well. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Honda. This is their new EV. They just revealed this today. And we know a few details about it. We know the size, the range it has. We know it has vehicle-to-load technology that's been approved from Honda, which is great. I mean, no one would have expected that. I think that's a huge surprise. The range is not awesome, but it's not too bad. First of all, it has 47 kilowatt. That's 63 horsepower. Doesn't sound like much, but I mean, this is not a particularly big car. It has 150 miles of range. That's 245 kilometers. So what else do we know about this vehicle? Well, for one, it was just revealed in Japan. And these cars in Japan are, well, they're the most popular type of car you can buy. These small key cars, they call them. It's a boxy car, and I think that makes it kind of practical. You know, they have a pretty short bonnet, so it's sort of basically a box that I think looks not bad for a box, but you know. 3.4 meters long. That's how big it is. 3,400 millimeters long. That's 134 inches. And yeah, I mean, 50 kilowatt DC charging apparently, which is a bit disappointing, but I think the range isn't too bad. 152 miles of range, 245 kilometers. That's not too bad. Now, there isn't too bad. 152 miles of range, 245 kilometers. That's not too bad. Now, there is a van version of this. It's called the N van. And that's actually not a bad car as well, I'd say. But interior-wise, what do you guys think about the interior? I think it looks very, very, very budget, surprisingly budget, but kind of weirdly retro cool. I don't know why. Weirdly, guys, I just did a video today on a new electric car, or an updated version of an EV you can buy in China. It's literally 1/3 of the estimated price of this car, 1/3. It has a big touchscreen it utilizes DeepSeek AI. It has a similar range to this vehicle. So these Japanese microcars, they're pretty cool, but Chinese ones are even better, and they are much, much, much cheaper. So that's what it has to compete with. But in China, there's not a whole lot of Chinese key cars yet. There will be pretty soon, though. One pedal driving. There's still a lot of electric cars that don't have single pedal driving. You've got to use the brake in an EV, and I think it's better not to have to do that. So one pedal driving is one of the features apparently that this does have.